Welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore, and it is time for us to start working on something that we have been putting off for a little while, and that is this sheep farm. So, if we go ahead and head back here and collect the rest of the supplies we stashed back here, that will be great. So, first things first, let's go ahead and put this all in order. What are you going to need? You are going to need a couple of powered rails, several rails, 16 observers, at least 16 pieces of redstone dust, some fences, a building block of your choice, at least a stack of dirt. I did 3 stacks. You're going to need, honestly, about a stack and a half of dirt. And a couple of redstone blocks. At least 4. And from there, the rest of this is actually not anything I need. But, as we already have set up, you need at least a couple of hoppers, some chests, and hoppers, more hoppers on both sides. I have it set up with an 8 hopper system with 6 long double chests, but, well, it's got more hoppers down here, so it's not really an 8 system. It's a 12, so, but you will see why here in a moment once we start putting our rails on in. So, now there is several different ways that you can put this system in, the rail system in. You can put it in over here with an unloader, a reloader spot or an unloader spot where it automatically stops. And I have left space to eventually be able to do that, but we are not putting that in at the very moment. So now that I have the rails over here on top of the hoppers, I'm going to go about halfway down. Right about here. And on both sides, I'm going to hollow out the edge. Because this edge here is actually where the wool is going to fall. So, our redstone blocks there, powered rails on top of that. And we are putting 2 on either side of the block. And that should power these rails pretty good. And you want the redstone to be, the powered lines to be more towards the center, just because they do travel the whole width of this, and it makes it easier for them to stretch that far. So, that was our sugarcane farm. Now, on some builds, you will try and put in a 3rd line here, but trying to get that to twist the right way so it is a continuous line without the unloader and let go redstone system can be rather difficult. So we are not trying that today. That, and with the way I do this build, you really don't need the 3rd line because it's not really going to fall onto this block here. And it seems I did forget one thing back at base. I forgot to bring hopper minecarts. We actually pulled them out of that build and use them in the sugarcane farms, so we will need to go ahead and grab craft two, because I don't believe I have any in my inventory. And yes, we have made an advancement over the past couple of days. I have been working tirelessly, and we now have several villagers in there. So, we have certainly expanded there. Two minecarts, two hoppers, and two hopper minecarts. Go ahead and put this on back along with this, because I won't need either one of those now. And there we go. So go ahead and put these down, get them started. Otherwise it is very difficult to do that later on. I messed up on this line. Let's go ahead and fix that then. Whoa. Okay. Let's go ahead and start you back up. There we go. And now it actually goes over these hoppers. Let's go ahead and deposit you on in there. Then we are going to take our dirt, and over top of all of this, you are going to put your dirt to cover this. And there we go. From there, we'll go ahead and put in your fences. And go ahead and leave this first spot open for now, because that is how you're going to get the sheep on in. But go ahead and do that along all of these, staggered. You're going to want to fit a sheep between. And you do want them 2 blocks tall. If you only make them 1 block tall, then there is a chance, and that's where most people fix it using slabs. I chose to use fences. When the shears jump out of the dropper, they will jump up on, or the wool will jump up on here, and then the shears will not catch them. This forces the wool down here. And welcome to our first time elapse. So real quick, because it is starting to get nighttime, we're going to run over here and get some sleep. And I was wrong, it is dispensers, not droppers that you use. If you use a dropper, it's going to work once, and that's going to be about it. But dispensers require bows, which require string, so we are going to have to go ahead and destroy a couple of our cobwebs. It's okay, we've got a full stack. Well, we'll have half a stack after this, but next time we see a mine shaft, we can always get some more. And we can always visit the village and get some more from that as well. So, now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and get some more bows made. Go ahead and make some dispensers. These are a pain to get made because bows don't stack. So, you have to keep putting more and more bows in. This is the way I solve that. So, go ahead and make some shears while we're there before we finish putting our fences in on over here. And finish up this side as well. And there we go. So, once that is done, you're going to jump back down here. And in the in-between places, you're going to go ahead and take that dirt block back out. And you're going to put a reserve observer in. And you do want this red button facing towards you. And then you are going to want a cobblestone block directly behind that. So, some shower thoughts for our time-lapse. Pets are easier to live with than people because no matter what they see you do, you never have to feel embarrassed. After you grow up, you find out that $5K is a lot of cash to owe, but not a lot to own. It's hard to let someone know that they're bad at taking criticism. If you found the perfect hiding spot, you did not find the perfect hiding spot. There's a big difference after that is done. And we will have to grab a couple more pieces of stone here in a moment. One piece of redstone on top of all of this cobblestone. Let's run back over here and grab some more cobblestone because what we collected from that is not going to be enough. There we go. That should be more than enough. So back over here. So, after that, you can use cobblestone for this or you can use a miscellaneous block, but go ahead and you can fill this on in, and I'm actually going to leave that there because that's what's actually going there. And while we are doing this, we will go ahead and go into another timing lapse. So we are going to start moving the sheet on over. And while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and read some more shower thoughts. Though, surgeons are legally allowed to stab people. The earth was left out in the sun too long and stuff started to grow on it. People live whole lives in places you will never hear about. In reality, plants are actually farming us, giving us oxygen, then consuming us when we decompose. Even if schools taught you how to do taxes and life skills, not many of you would pay attention. Dogs must think humans have an amazing sense of smell because we don't walk to everything and sniff it intensely. It's not that strange to eat the same thing for breakfast every day, but it is pretty strange to eat the same thing for dinner every day. As a kid, you buy $200 pair of shoes because you care about style. When you grow up, you buy $200 pair of shoes because you care about your feet. Gen Z will be the first generation of grandparents to have 4K videos of their youth to readily share with their offspring. Some cars go their entire lives without ever touching another car. No matter how big a number is, it is always closer to zero than the concept of infinity. Grades will teach you just how patient you really are. There will probably be a lot of broken hearts when the Super Bowl lands on Valentine's Day in 2027. You can burn yourself with water, but you can't get wet with fire. Everyone turns 25 eventually, and then is assigned a constant pain somewhere in their body. We either pay family members nothing for doing things for us, or a lot more than it's worth. Paying the fair amount seems oddly rude with family. Greed is behaving desperate without actually being desperate. If you are rich, it's a specific taste, and if you're poor, it's... The only thing worse than a boss who knows absolutely nothing about your job is a boss who knows just a little bit about your job. Spilling your coffee wakes you up more than just drinking it. There will be internet comments that are 100 years old one day. The only way to live a stress-free life is to have more money than the cost of your desired lifestyle. We could technically rhyme something with orange, it's just that we would have to make a completely new word. Hardest things to answer. Describe yourself. With a glass of wine, a cube of cheese is normal, but a spoonful of shredded cheese is weird. We always assume people who are driving are rationally sane people. That's why we get mad at them when they behave like crazy people on the road. Someone decided that zombies like to eat brains, and everyone was okay with it. Fried chicken and fried eggs are the same food, just at different stages. Rhinos' vision must filter out their horns just as well as humans' vision does for the noses. A lot of babies are born in October and November because of Valentine's Day. One day there will only be a single person left alive who witnessed life before the internet existed. When they die, it will become an abstract concept. 20 years ago, no one would believe that phones cost over $1,000 and people would replace them every few years. For most of their lifetime, whales are holding their breath. Funerals aren't for the dead, they're for the living. The more you read the internet, the more it reads you. We have so much food variety available, lots of people don't think they have the right ingredients for a recipe because they only have a red onion instead of a white, or 70-25 ground beef instead of 85-15. Somewhere, someone would kill to have what you just threw away. Well, this baby is not working with us. Probably because I trapped its mom over there. But we are headed back on this way. And that is it mainly finished. We need to lead the sheep into the other side. But other than that, and then light up a few things down here. But other than that, we are done. As you can see, we have gotten some white wool over here already. Now, I will be going back through, and once we get a bunch of the flowers and dyes, and we'll be dyeing a lot of these sheep. So that will allow us to get some of the different colors of dyes, have a full range, that kind of thing. And that will be soon. How in the world did you get stuck right there? There. Alright. I do not understand baby sheep. But that is okay. So, that is going to be our episode for today. Thank you for watching and have a great Minecraft day.